I know a handstand may not appeal to everyone, and maybe not everyone wants to try it, but before you make that decision, just check out how many different types of handstands you can do.
Stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up.
Hi guys, welcome to the first official video of the Calisthenos YouTube channel. Brilliant to start off, and we're going to start off with learning a handstand. A few things you need to know before learning a handstand, because obviously it's a tricky skill most people want to learn, and obviously not everyone can get their head around some of the things you need to do. I'll be explaining some of them in this video. I'll also be giving you some tips, some techniques, some exercises, all of this stuff in order to benefit your journey in learning a handstand. A few things you need to know before learning it is, first of all, you probably need some wrist wraps or some sweatbands or something just to protect your wrists from constantly weighing on them when you're practicing a handstand. Second of all, I'm going to teach you a couple of little techniques you need to know, which you need to practice for yourselves. Take a little while, because a handstand is not a quick skill to learn. And obviously that leads on to the third point, is that handstand will take a couple months, maybe a little longer, maybe quite a bit longer if you're practicing it. It does not take a week, it does not take a couple weeks. You need to learn from practice, you need to learn through going over a few exercises, some muscle memory, some balance, everything like that. We've got the shirt on, so it's going to be an informative professional video. Obviously I'm a gymnastics coach, so I'm going to be teaching you the gymnastics way of learning a handstand. I'm a lot more geared towards gymnastics, so what I'll teach you is some gymnastics tips, which I think personally will benefit you more than most people, because there are a few things you need to learn in doing a handstand which will keep you safe, which is what gymnastics does. It also keeps you safe when learning these things. So let's get straight into it. We've got the setup right here. We're going to go over, first of all, the dish. The dish is basically a skill where you learn the kind of shape you want to be in a handstand. You don't want to be completely straight, because you won't. You can't stay completely straight, but in your head what you want to be is kind of a little bit hollow, right? See what I mean? So this would be where your arms are, where your legs are. This is the whole shape in a handstand. You can't get this bit wrong, otherwise your handstand will start looking like a banana bag and you'll start losing balance and you won't be able to stay in it. First of all, keep bum on the floor, legs out in front of you, but keep them off the ground, not resting on the ground, but not too high. You want them just kind of level with your hips. Put your head up, back up, abs need to be tensed, and you need to bring your arms by your ears. Keep them right by your ears, tight, really tight, looking straight in. Good, that's what you want to do. Right, let me give you a shot of the arms. You want to keep them right by the ears. You want to keep them super tight. You want to be able to hold the dish for about 20 seconds and 3 sets. Now this you can do either on the wall or you can do on an elevated surface. If you can't do it on a wall, the next easiest thing is to do it on an elevated surface. If you can already do it on here, I recommend doing it on the wall, because it gets you used to being able to use your shoulders more than resting your feet on something. But first we'll do it on an elevated surface. First step, hands right down, keep them about shoulder width apart. You want your feet to rest and you want to straighten your legs. You want to keep your shoulders open, head in, your hips to be above your shoulders. The next step is, after being able to do a dish, is being able to keep your arms in a certain locked position right by your ears, because your arms cannot be here, because look how close my angle is, and they can't be out here because then your back starts to arch. So what you want is to keep your arms right by your ears. If you can keep your arms right by your ears after this skill, then you can progress. But what you need to do is being able to do an elevated pike hold, right? I'll show you. Third thing to be able to do is basically being able to climb up the wall with your chest facing the wall up into a handstand position and stay in there. Right, so in this position, you're trying to hold that hollow shape, but not too open, not too closed, because that way we'll fall in a handstand. So we're trying to keep that hollow position with our shoulders open, our head in, and our body straight. If you can hold this for around about 15 to 20 seconds for around about 3 to 4 sets, you should be able to move on to the next skill. See, in this position, you should be able to strengthen the upper body by keeping the arms and shoulders open. When you're up here in this position, you have to maintain that hollow hold, and that is harder when your back is against the wall. So if you're able to do that while having your back against the wall, then you can move on to the next skill after being able to do this for around about 20 seconds to 4 sets. So the next skill is going to be kicking up to the handstand, but with your back facing the wall. This will help you strengthen the upper body, but also help you maintain that balance without the assistance of the wall as much. Hands close to the wall. You want to have a runner's position where one leg is in front of the other. Your hands are close to the wall. This way, you're able to kick up. Now, as I said, I'm a gymnastics coach, so I'm going to teach you in a gymnastic sort of fashion. The next trick is learning to kick up into a handstand. Learning to kick up into a handstand feels weird when you start off, but once you learn it, you'll be able to carry on. So what you want, arms by your ears, one-legged lunge. Now you see when I dip, my arms are always by my ears. Quick tip for when doing this skill: when you kick up into the handstand, you have to be able to maintain quite a gentle kick, but not too gentle that you don't go up, not too hard that you go over. So you want to maintain quite a gentle but also firm kick that reaches you to the handstand position and you can hold it. As soon as you've done that, you want to keep doing that, get used to it, and then you can get into a handstand a lot easier than if you were to do it like this. Don't do it like this. Now you see, the problem with that was that my arms weren't by my ears, so I wasn't able to hold the handstand with my kick. My leg was not straight and my legs weren't together, so I couldn't maintain a handstand. This next trick is quite a difficult one and will take a lot longer to get the hang of than most of these other skills. All you gotta do is basically kind of work your way around learning it and try and get it in your head as much as possible. So practice it and practice it and practice it. Now you see, when doing a handstand, obviously, if you reach the straight position and you stay in a handstand, you've got to kind of maintain that balance. And obviously, when you're moving and everything, you're going to be kind of a little bit off balance all the time. So you've got to find a way to balance that out constantly. Like with your feet, right? Your feet are constantly pushing back and forth off their toes and heels. Because you're going forwards and backwards, you're maintaining that balance with your toes and heels. Now imagine with your hands. When you're in a handstand, you want your hands, the fingers and the palms have to be pushing back and forth in order to maintain that balance. And you need to strengthen those fingers, you need to strengthen your arms in order to be able to push back and forwards in a handstand. Otherwise you won't be able to maintain. The skill we're going to be working on is again a handstand with the back against the wall and our hands planted on the floor. But this time you try and kind of push your legs off using your fingertips so that your legs come off the wall, and try and balance that out without any of your body on the wall. What you want to do is be able to keep that balance as your legs are moving, your fingers and palms are moving with the legs in order to counteract that balance. But also, you want to try and keep your body straight as you're doing that so that you don't mess up. Hey guys, quick tip. So when coming down from a handstand, there is a certain way you should come down so that you don't injure yourself. Now let me show you a couple of ways which you shouldn't do. This is the correct way to come down from a handstand. All you should do is turn your body to the side and just drop your body weight. This means that you can at least land facing the ground, but also land a little more upright. Now that we've learnt that skill, being able to use your fingers and stay off of the wall for, let's say, 5 or so seconds for around about 4-5 sets, just so you can stay consistent with it. You can then move on to a softer surface and try it freehand without having to use a wall to assist you. So the way we do this, basically, you're gonna use your hands, you're gonna kick up like we showed you earlier, and we're gonna try and maintain a hold. What we're gonna do is we're gonna kick up from the lunge position, arms by our ears. Remember, when in a handstand, you must always keep your legs together, your arms straight so that they don't buckle under you. And also remember to keep your back nice and straight so that you don't start leaning that way and going over. That was the handstand video. I'm hoping this video has helped. Also, send me some videos of you guys trying this handstand. I'm happy to help you guys. I'm happy to give you some tips and tricks, some techniques that I haven't given in the video. Believe me, I have not covered everything in this video. I've just covered the main exercises and the main techniques that you need to know for a handstand, and the main basics that I will teach as a gymnastics coach to my gymnasts. And you guys should be able to learn from that, but if not, if you're finding it troublesome, DM me or message me on any of my social medias. I'll drop them down in the description, and basically tell me if you're having any trouble, and also show me your progress of learning a handstand. Tell me if you found it useful. Maybe if you didn't find it useful, tell me still. But I'm here, I'm happy to take any improvements. Thank you.